Hello and welcome to One Called Mama. I am your host, Sam, and thank you for joining me today. Today we're talking about something that I really love talking about and I'm passionate about talking about. And it's talking about being ourselves, about being authentically us. This chapter in the book, It Matters, that we're continuing our study of, is called What Sets You Apart? What sets you apart? When you hear that question, what do you think of? Do you think of your personality? Do you think of your passions? Do you think of your physical features? Do you think of your experiences? The truth is, what sets us apart is a combination of all of those things. It's what we choose to do when we're alone and nobody's watching. It's how we show up every day, and especially on the days that we don't want to. When right before we walk into that business meeting or we turn on that camera, we were just in the bathroom crying because something really hard is happening in our life. And yet this thing that we're doing, it doesn't stop. Sure, we can take breaks. And there are also days that we need to show up regardless of how we feel, regardless of what's happening in our lives. We have to show up. And it's these moments that are so crucial to our growth and to the people that we're serving, because these moments, even though they're hard and they're messy and they're ugly, they build us. They turn us into the person that we need to be to step in to the calling that God has for us. And these are moments that we do not need to run away from. We do not need to be afraid of them. We do not need to hide them. They are so relevant, not just to us, but to the people that we're serving, to the people we're trying to reach. Hiding these things, these messy aspects of our growth, is the wrong reaction. We need to be willing to share, not overshare, but we need to be willing to share the process, the struggle, the reality of what it takes to do what we're doing. People connect with that. People need that because we are not struggling alone. And even though our difficulty, our process might be different than what someone else is dealing with, there are things that they can pull from it, that they can benefit from, that they can learn from if we're willing to talk about it. There's over 20 pages of content in this chapter, but I want to camp on one thing, and it's this. Most people chase visibility. Few focus on true impact. How do you measure success? This is something that I've talked about on the show in previous seasons, and it's something that I very much have to remind myself of just almost constantly. I could get caught up in views, downloads, analytics, algorithms, and it's very easy to get swept up in those things. The numbers aren't looking right. I don't have very many views. People aren't commenting on what I'm putting out there. People aren't watching or listening to what I'm doing. It's not working. And yet, that is not the measure of success by the Lord's standards. And it shouldn't be mine. If I have something that I am called to do, that I am meant to do, then success is not measured by money. It's not measured by downloads. It's not measured by popularity. That's the world's view of success. The Lord's view of success is obedience in his will and then serving others while we serve him. It's bringing him glory. And in that, that means that we are showing up. We're doing the work. We're in partnership with him. It's a I'm going to work with you and he's going to provide, and then people are going to be helped. It's that easy. It's that simple. It's not easy. It's that simple. Back in October, right after my father passed away, I was in the car driving home. It was late. And I just remember talking to God. And it was one of those moments where I was just really frustrated and I was really discouraged. And I just was like, Lord, I don't think any of this matters. I don't think people are even seeing what I'm putting out there. I think um, it's not doing anything. I'm not seeing any reward from it. I'm not gaining anything by doing this. And I just was frustrated. And I had my sights all mixed up on the wrong things. The next day, I get a message on Facebook, and it's from a woman who has actually been on the show. And she shared with me how a post that I put out there talking about the episode that I just did really resonated with her. And she went and listened to the episode. And in that moment, it was exactly what she was dealing with. Now, I don't want to go into the details because I didn't ask her permission to share the story. So I'm not going to share details. But that episode was exactly what she was going through. It hit everything that she needed to hear. And she shared with me how much that helped her and how much it meant to her, and that she actually was only getting on Facebook just for a few minutes. And I was the first thing she saw. You know what's interesting about that is that in the midst of losing my father, I had to make a decision to keep showing up and doing my posting on Facebook and doing the episodes. And I remember hesitating on posting that specific post. I remember I think I was even at the hospital, and I remember thinking I shouldn't do this. My father's dying, and I'm going to seem insensitive. I'm going to seem cold if I keep putting content out on Facebook while things are happening like this in my family. And I said, no, you know what? I have to keep showing up. This is what I do. Life doesn't stop just because of this. And so I put the post out there. And that was the post that she saw that led her to listen to the episode, and was exactly what she needed to hear, that God spoke through that to her. As I read her message and took in what she said to me, a couple of things happened. I wept and felt so strongly the Lord saying, my priorities are wrong. That the whole purpose behind what I'm doing and what He wants me to do is so that I can help people, that I can be that voice of encouragement or share, have a space where people can share their stories to encourage people when I have people come on and talk. That is the goal, not my gain, not what I get out of it. Second, what He shared with me is that if I show up and I do the work, He is going to give me exactly what I need to do that. And I knew that. I knew it on some sort of level, intellectual level. I knew that was true. I wasn't living like that was true. I wasn't thinking like that was true. My anxiety was high. I had things on my mind, worries, wondering how I was going to get things done. I don't have the resources for this or that, and wasting a lot of energy, worried about how am I going to make this happen? And He made it very plain to me. Stop worrying about the things that you don't have. Stop looking into the future 2 weeks from now, a month from now, and wondering how you're going to take care of that thing, how that's going to be provided for. I've promised you in my word that I will take care of you for the day. So live for the day. Trust me that I will give you what you need for today. Don't think about the future. Don't even go there. Stay present and stay present with me. Stay focused on me. Understand and really live like you believe this. And so from that moment on, that's what I've done. And it's changed everything. My favorite disciple is by far Simon Peter. I don't know, he just resonates with me. And I often think about his shining moment of stepping out of that boat onto the water and walking towards Jesus, knowing that Jesus was going to perform the miracle. And right after this huge step of faith and an act of trusting the Lord, he takes his eyes off of Jesus and he begins to sink. I think the important lesson to take away from is that we can have amazing mountaintop moments, and almost in the very next breath, we can be in a valley if we take our eyes off the Lord. Yes, we have our why. Yes, we have vision boards. Yes, we understand we have goals and ambitions, and those are good things. And they all have to be filtered through the Lord. We have to walk in partnership with him and remember the purpose that he gave us. Remember that there is a goal and it comes from him, that if we truly delight in him, delight in his heart, then we will always stay the course and we will always be exactly where we need to be, doing the thing that we need to be doing. And the wonderful thing about this is that when we show up and this is our motivation, this is how we operate, this is the filter through which we do everything, people pick up on that. They feel that. It resonates with them. They know that you are serving them, that you are loving on them, and that they can trust you. And no matter what we're doing, whatever field we're in, that's winning. That is successful because we're creating true connections. We are creating true relationships that are strong and healthy. And these are the things that are going to create strong and healthy communities and organizations and people that we can count on and that know that they can count on us. I know it's easy to get caught up in the world standards of success. I know it's tempting to seek things that we want out of what we're doing. I just want to encourage you that if we seek the Lord first, those things plus so much more will be added to us. And we'll find that even if we don't receive the things that we thought we wanted, we are going to be so in love with the result of what working with the Lord brings that we're going to find so much more satisfaction in that than what we thought we wanted in the first place. They just pale in comparison now. I find the closer I get to the Lord, the less that I want of the world and what it has to offer. And that should always be our goal. Sister, I love you. And wherever you find yourself right now, know that there is a plan, a purpose in action, and the Lord is right there with you. Invite him into it and continue the work. Take a break, breathe, all the things that you need to do, right? And then get back in there. I hope this was edifying for you. If you have any prayer requests, any suggestions for future episodes or books that you would like me to read through with y'all, I would love to hear from you. You can email me at onecalledmama@gmail.com. Don't forget to check me out over on YouTube and social media. Those links are in the description of this episode, so you can go connect with me there if you'd like. Thank you again for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Bye.